You have been worked by the Santissima. He only does what he has to do, while he gets paid the right amount.
Someone that you love, out of resentment, can destroy you. And the only one that can save you is someone that loves you. This happened a lot of years ago to a young couple that was just married. They had just had their firstborn. One night, suddenly while they were sleeping, the husband fell off the bed, but it was as while he was falling, he didn't wake up. He didn't even put his hand to stop himself from hitting the ground. He woke up being very mad, and the first thing he did was scream to his wife, "It was you! You pushed me off of the bed! What's wrong with you?" She told him, "Calm down! What happened? What do you mean I pushed you? I was asleep! It was you!" While he was screaming, the baby woke up and started crying. She told him, "Calm down! You already woke up our baby." She picked up the baby, carrying him, and he noticed that it was all on his mind, that she hadn't pushed him off the bed, and even if she did, he would have woke up while she pushed him and not when he hit the ground.
They went back to bed. After this happened, a couple of nights went by and they were sleeping just fine. Suddenly, one of these nights, she woke up feeling that he had spit on her. She stood up, turned on the light, and what she saw was him spitting repeatedly over and over again. He just all over the bedroom. She told her, "What's wrong with you? What's going on?" He kept on spitting and told her, "I had roaches on my mouth. I was eating roaches." She got very scared and started looking all over the bedroom, but there was nothing. She told him, "Look around. There's no roaches to be seen. It was just a dream. Calm down." "You're right. I was dreaming that you were feeding roaches to me." He then touched his lip and felt something weird in his mouth. When he saw his hands, he had some red liquid coming out of his mouth. First, this feeling of her pushing him out of the bed and him hitting himself against the ground. Now, this of a dream that she was feeding him roaches and then he was feeding this red mysterious liquid. It wasn't blood, it was something weird, different. So they decided to look for help. Someone recommended a very good witch to them, and they went see her. When they got there, she saw them. She stared at him and told them to sit down. First, she said, "I don't think this is witchcraft. This must be something else, but let's be certain of things." She took out a tarot deck of cards and she started throwing cards. As she was doing the lecture, she told them, "You have been worked by the Santissima. This is something really bad that they sent you. Not her, not your son. They want to destroy you. This is BS. Let's leave." "Wait. Don't go yet. The cards still have things to say. And I can tell you who sent this to you." "Really? What's the name of the person that did this to me?" "Well, I cannot tell you that. But I can describe you the person for you to know who it was." She went on describing this woman that fit perfectly to the description of his ex. He didn't believe this and they left. Something very common on witchcraft, not believing that you can be victim of it. Days kept on going. His attitude kept changing. He seemed angrier. Little things made him mad, made him explode out of rage. She told him, "We really need to look for help. And look, and I found a phone of this guy that they say this is really good. We only have to go to Celaya." So they made the trip, they went to Celaya. This guy turned out he worked with angels. As soon as they got there, he said the same thing that the other woman had told him. He didn't know nothing about them. They haven't even introduced themselves or told this guy anything that was going on. But he told them, "Someone had made a pact to hurt you. They don't want your wife or your son. They want to destroy you. You need to be very careful, kid, because this person had worked with the Santissima. And it's not only the fact that she made a pact to send you a spirit, she also did witchcraft to you. She has your picture in a box with candles, with your full name written on it, and she buried it on a cemetery. Look, I'm not telling you to do this and that to protect yourself, and doing this ritual you might be able to send back the work and the spirit that they had sent you. She was convinced that there was something odd going on and that they have done something to him. He didn't believe in this. He didn't want to look for help. He kept on changing. It was as he was starting to pick up addictions, to do things that he didn't do before he started to change. But part of witchcraft is that the person that is being targeted doesn't want to look for help. So he decided to stop looking for help, even though there were two different people that didn't know between them that had told him the same thing. But then, things started to happen when he was not around at home. First, she could hear as a woman was crying desperately on the room next to hers. One night that he had to stay late to work, she went to sleep with her baby. She slept on a bed with a crib really close to the bed, so they could see the baby if he woke up, cry, or if he needs something. While she was asleep, she heard again, as if someone was crying on the room next to her. She woke up with sleep paralysis. She couldn't move, and she was facing the door of her room. In there, she could see a woman, a short woman, with hair up to the shoulders, with the hair on her face looking down. She thought, it has to be his ex. This woman started coming close to her, and when she was in front of her, she could see her face. It wasn't the face of a human, it was the face of a demon. She grabbed her by the neck and started choking her. She couldn't breathe, she couldn't move. She only can see this demonic face grabbing her by the neck. And while she was trying to move, the baby started crying. This entity stopped choking her, turned around, looked at the crib, and then smiled. She could only face now the crib. She couldn't move nowhere else. And look at this demonic figure moving slowly towards the crib until it was on top of the baby, and it went to reach him, but it couldn't. Something weird had happened. This demonic thing got mad and angry and tried to do it again, but something stopped it. It kept on pushing, but there, on top of the crib, was as if it had a shield. The baby then started laughing, and suddenly she could move. She stood up, turned on the light, and started looking around the house. There was nothing. She went and grabbed her baby and started looking for scratches, a mark, something, if he was hurt. But he had nothing. He kept on laughing. She couldn't go back to sleep. She stayed on the living room, carrying her baby until her husband got there. When he got home, she told him right away, "We have to do something now. Now is not to take care of you. Now is not for you to change and be back to the man you were. Now it's because our son, someone is trying to hurt our son. And that's something I'm not willing to let it happen." So they heard about a witch that was really strong and really powerful, and that she could undo anything. So they went and looked at her, and when she saw them, she immediately told them, "They're working you. There's something really wrong with you. They're trying to destroy you. And now, the witchcraft is way too advanced. Now, the spirit they send you is in your head. We have to do something now. And I'm not gonna tell you to do this or do that, and I'm not gonna give you any totem. I'm gonna go to your house tonight, and we are gonna perform a ritual." That same night, she went there, and she started turning on candles. She started making things, saying prayers. Nothing was going on until she started praying really hard and making this ritual with fire and candles and things, and then everything, just in a small moment, everything changed. The house shook on its ground. Pictures from the walls were falling. Books were flying around the house. The lights were turning on and turning off. The doors were slamming. They could hear the windows cracking. She didn't stop. She kept on pushing. She told them, There's someone else helping us. The both of us, might be able to get rid of this thing." Both of them were terrified. They didn't understand what was happening. Things kept on happening. Books kept on falling. Glasses explode. Windows crack. Doors slam. And suddenly, peace. Nothing else. It seemed as if the storm had just passed away. The witch stood up and told them, "Thank God someone else helped us. That other person made a lot of the job. He made it really easy. It was fighting that thing with all its strength and helped me a lot to kick it out." They asked her, "What do you mean someone helped you? We didn't understand what was going on. What just happened?" She then saw the baby. He was playing and just laughing, but he had blood coming out of his nose. He ran to the baby and picked it up, and when she saw him, she told him, the baby has the gift. He was the one that helped me. Without him, we wouldn't be here no more. That thing was too powerful and the baby was able to help us. Now, you have to understand, this gift he has, you can teach him to do good or to do evil. But something that you're not gonna be able to do is to teach him to ignore this, because this is something that you cannot ignore. Be careful. You are a blessed family. This story happened 18 years ago. The one that tells the story is the mother of the kid. She says that while he was growing, she couldn't keep him away from witchcraft. He wanted to learn everything and anything. He studied a lot, and now he does work as a warlock. She says that he helps a lot of people. He cures them, he protects them, he helps. But people had told her that he also destroys the life of others. He says that he only does what he has to do, while he gets paid the right amount. If you like these stories, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this, for me to be able to bring you more stories that have happened back in Mexico.